University of Arizona retires rolling admission. That is the topic of today's video. My name is Craig Meister. I'm a college admissions coach. You can learn more about me and how you can work with me one-on-one throughout the entire college admissions process on my website, which is collegemeister.com. For years, rolling admission has been a strategic tool for the University of Arizona to attract and enroll first-year students, particularly out-of-state and international applicants. Rolling admissions has allowed Arizona to accept applications over an extended period of time. You could apply as early as August 1st and often hear of your admissions decision as a first-year applicant by Labor Day, if not sooner, of your 12th grade year. Yet, now in 2025, University of Arizona has made the decision, much to my consternation, to retire rolling admission. What this means for you, if you are a student in the high school class of 2026 or later, is University of Arizona will now have one early action deadline of November 1st. Whether you apply on August 1st of your senior year or November 1st of your senior year or anywhere in between, you're not going to receive an admissions decision from University of Arizona until January 15th. That is so sad. Wow, is that sad. Now, if you apply after November 1st, you will have the opportunity to receive your admissions decision in a batch, something called a batch. Yes, like you're baking cookies. And these batches will come out periodically after January 15th until all admissions decisions have been released. So University of Arizona is following in the footsteps of University of Michigan and Indiana University Bloomington, two other institutions that have transitioned away from rolling decision or rolling admission over the last 25 years. But unlike University of Michigan Ann Arbor and unlike Indiana University with its Kelley School of Business, University of Arizona is not that strong of an institution. It does not have that low of an acceptance rate. So what is University of Arizona thinking? Well, I have no idea. But what I do know is that University of Arizona has had difficulty with my students in recent years turning around information. And what I mean by that is that there's a lot of bureaucracy at the University of Arizona in its admissions office these days. And I believe, if anything else, this could simply be a symptom of their inability to turn things around in a timely manner. And maybe the bureaucracy has gotten so big over at University of Arizona, they just don't want to deal with having to spit out decisions in August or September or October, because maybe they literally can't get their act together. Otherwise, I have no idea why they would be doing this, because one of the value-added experiences of actually applying to University of Arizona, if not the only one, was having rolling admission. Hearing that you could go to University of Arizona by Labor Day, by Halloween, that was like a really nice opportunity for kids who wanted to go to a big state school, school spirit, pretty people, social people, fun times. That was a nice option. And now that option is going to be taken off the table. This might not work out the way that the individuals at University of Arizona want it to work out. Now, I'm also hearing that there could be other changes to the supplement. We will have to see if there will be other changes to the University of Arizona supplement during the 25-26 admission cycle. So what is the bottom line? Well, for my strong students, and I have majority strong students, if they're even considering going to college in Arizona. For years, University of Arizona was a really nice safety option. At this point, I don't know if University of Arizona really is going to be on the radar of many, if not any of my students at this point for a safety. At this point, I will direct them to where I've been increasingly directing them in recent years, which is Arizona State University and its Barrett Honors College, because that's a win-win. You get rolling admission. You also have the opportunity to actually have an elite educational experience within the larger institution that is Arizona State, with its great diversity of students in terms of all different facets of diversity we're talking here. But you still sort of get an elite experience within a sort of a happening, exciting environment in a warmer climate, and still have some of the accoutrements of going to a big state school. But Arizona State, when I started doing this, oh my goodness, in the early 2000s, was never a choice above University of Arizona, particularly for my East Coast clients. It was always University of Arizona, University of Arizona, University of Arizona. But oh my, how the tables have turned now 25 years later. Really, Arizona State is the only one I'd be recommending for out-of-state students at this point, unless you are a particularly weak student. And at that point, maybe Arizona would still be something that I would consider. But let me tell you something, without rolling admission, I am not in the business these days of recommending University of Arizona unless it's a student who really is going to have a hard time getting into many colleges and universities. And they want the experience that comes with attending a University of Arizona, in which case, again, it could be a lovely option. Bottom line for me, if you're a weak student, University of Arizona can and should, of course, remain on your list and apply, obviously, by November 1st of your senior year. But if you're a strong student, don't put up with it. There's a lot of schools that have a lot of better academic experiences for you and social experiences for you, and will tell you sooner, namely Arizona State University. At the end of the day, this is certainly not going to make me a bigger fan of University of Arizona, and I have a feeling that increasing numbers of out-of-state students will not be attracted to University of Arizona because of the change. But look, we will see. Maybe the population of students is just that dim these days that it's not going to matter to them at all, and that could, of course, be the case considering the deterioration in student critical thinking skills over the last 20 years or so. They may just keep playing the game and applying to University of Arizona, not realizing what a scam the actual admissions process at Arizona now is relative to what it used to be. And again, this used to be a rolling situation at Indiana. It used to be a rolling situation at Michigan. But again, in those cases, at least in those cases, there were some really stellar programs and highly selective programs within those institutions back when they made the switch from rolling to early action. But in the case of Arizona, it's no man's land. It literally is a desert. So just keep that in mind as you contemplate whether University of Arizona should be on your list in the 2025-2026 admissions cycle or later. Before we go, I want to remind you that I've put out a new course, 17 Silly Mistakes That Even Ivy League Applicants Make, on the Common App. This course is going to give you the information you need to make sure that your application doesn't fall down on the job where so many do. The sad fact of the matter is that many students who are strong students and should be strong applicants are making silly mistakes on the Common App. And guess what? It even happens to those students aiming for the Ivy League. So if you are serious about earning admission to the colleges on your list, and they are Common App colleges, make the time to take and spend the money to purchase my course, 17 Silly Mistakes That Even Ivy League Applicants Make, on the Common App. And when you finish your Common App and want to know if it's as strong as possible and whether or not in its current condition your chances of admission are impressive, inconclusive, or inadequate, you need my pre-read. Getting my pre-read now means having me review your entire application, just like an admissions officer or admissions committee will review it later, and receiving by email no later than the time you reserve a comprehensive report highlighting what's working and what's not on your full Common App and one Common App supplement. If you've yet to submit your Common App, my pre-read may motivate you to make adjustments to it before your deadline. If you've already submitted your Common App, my pre-read will prepare you for what I deem to be your likely admissions outcome at the institution in question. To purchase my pre-read now, go to mypreread.com. Again, that's mypreread.com. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. As mentioned previously, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one throughout the entire college admissions process, visit my website, which is collegemeister.com. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and most importantly, stay stress-free throughout the entire college admissions process.